Okay, so today I want to improve on the melee combat again. Before I do that, there's one animation that I want to create where the enemy character flips backwards. I don't have an animation, so I'm going to create one from the forward flip animation. So I have one where he flips forward. So what I'm going to do is basically just going to grab all the bones. I'll grab all the keys, and then I'm going to press S to scale, but I think it scales from wherever um, this blue thing is on the timeline. So if the blue thing's right here, and I press S, and I move the mouse, it's going to go, it's going to move in relation to that blue marker. So I'm going to do that for a second. So I'm basically just making it backwards, so this is going to go all the way to 60, so I'll press S again, move the mouse, and wait, I'm going to try and get it to land on 60 and click. And move everything over. I'm off by 1 frame, so I'm going to press S again. And there you go. So I just have to double check and make sure that doesn't look right. Should be on his tippy toes on this frame. So he bends down, tippy toes. Should be more, oops, much more like this. Bends over, pushes with his legs, tippy toes, back flip. goes down a bit, kicks backwards, up in the air, and lands on his feet. It was kind of weird. It's not perfect, but I'm gonna keep it as is. I'm gonna export. I'll call this one backwards flip. And we'll save it by the same name. And in Unreal, I have to import it. Make sure you got the skeletal mesh selected. And double check to make sure import animation is turned on and import. And that'll take a few seconds. Okay, so once it's imported, I'm just gonna open it up. I'm actually not happy with it. I'm gonna go back and change it. I don't think he needs to be catching himself with his hand. So I'm gonna go back to the Blender file. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna select all the keys. And I'm gonna do from scratch. I'll keep the first and last frames. Actually, I should have done that. I need to key all this first. So that this I can keep. This I can keep. I'll get rid of this. And all this, I don't need all that. Actually, okay. Get rid of all that. So he comes down on his toes. after 2 frames. So here, to there, I'm going to key actually I have to be in individual origins, so that way all the joints get rotated. I feel like all this has to happen faster. I have it at 9 and finish at 4. Should be at this point after 3 frames, so 9 to 12. And then from here, um, from here, I'm going into, whoops, medium point, rotating. So here is coming back down a little bit. And another 3 frames. I think it's at this point, his feet. Should be almost in contact with the floor. So in here, down, even though it's nasty. His feet. And from here, I guess, can touch the ground after 2 frames. After 1 frame, his feet are flat on the ground. Actually, I could probably just copy and paste this last one. So, I think just play. It's not perfect, but it's closer to what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna re-import. Okay, I'm going to just need to look at it. Okay, that's fine. One thing that so before I go and make any improvements, I'm going to get rid of a few things in the character, the player character. The first thing is when where's the okay, rotate to closest enemy. Right now I have it whenever the closest enemy is within a certain distance. If it meets all these conditions, if it's smaller, if the distance between the player and the enemy, the closest enemy is 500, if the multi-sphere is detecting enemies, the gun is not equipped, equip number is not number 2, which is the gun, then I'm going to constantly have it so that it's constantly rotating to the closest enemy. I am going to disconnect that because I don't think it looks good. I'm only going to have it rotate to the closest enemy if the attack button is pressed while the closest enemy is within a certain distance, I believe. If I can find it. Alright, yeah, so right here, this is for the sword attacks, which is this portion right here. This upper portion is just regular attacks, punches and kicks, and I've got the same thing, but this should only be happening if the closest enemy is within a certain distance. So I'm gonna go back here and just copy and paste. Oops. These nodes. I'll paste them right here. And I also want to get rid of the camera. Did I already get rid of that? Okay, so I've already disconnected this, so it's no longer going to move the camera. Before I had it so that if the closest enemy is within a certain distance, then the camera moves closer. For some reason in my head I thought it would look good, but I don't think it does. So I'm going to, that's not going to be activated as well. So if I go play now, if I press the attack button, it's just attacking. As soon as the closest enemy is within a certain distance and I attack, then it rotates towards the closest enemy. And this one is the sword. So she attacks. If I press attack, it goes, she moves, rotates towards the closest enemy. And this one happens to be the gun, enemy with the gun. So if I punch, oh, it's into the other one. There we go. Except I don't think that forward movement looks good, so I'm going to attack go to location. Whenever she swings a sword or throws a punch or a kick, it moves to the go to location, which is right here. I'm going to disconnect that. I don't think it's necessary. So if I play now, if I press attack, will only rotate to the closest enemy if he's close enough. So she's facing the enemy now. So if the enemy changes, is the sword guy now, and now she's facing the there we go. And I hit him 3 times and he's on the ground. Okay, so that looks good. So now that that's out of the way, I'm going to work on the enemy. Okay, so I'm going to quickly save all. And so now the thing I really want to do with this video was the enemy attacks. So I have it so that he only attacks when he's within a certain distance, or if he is the closest enemy. So I'm going to move this. So if he is his closest enemy, if this is true, then he does all these things where he runs when he's far away, when he's within a certain distance he walks towards, and when he's really close he stops moving, he stands in front of the character and then eventually attacks. So that's only if it's true, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this link, and instead of putting this condition right here, I'm going to put it so that he the character is in attacking range. So out of 1, 2, 3, this is only going to apply for number 3, which is when he's within attacking range. So if run this, here, this is going to go in this one. So far, if he's within that distance, if he is closest enemy, and he is within that distance, then he'll do all this stuff, he'll attack. But if it's false, if he's not closest enemy, but he's within that distance, that means I have to, if he is closest enemy, I got it backwards. Make this link, he's within a certain distance. No, actually the first method was right. So I want to quickly leave it here for a second. I'm going to make the same changes to the sword. So the sword character. So I'm going to break this link. Need this. So I'm going to go here. So all this stuff up here happens regardless of whether it is the closest enemy. I need to think about this for a second. He's really far away. When he's mid-distance, these have to be much higher. When he's greater than 1,000, then he's running towards the player. If he's within 1,000, right now I have it at 100, but I'm gonna change this to 500. And he starts walking, and if he's smaller than 100, he attacks, but I have to take into account this 500. Just gonna change these numbers again. The sword. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna change this around. I'm gonna break this link. Break this link. I'm gonna make it so that if the enemy's less than 500, and but if he is not the closest enemy, then he's just gonna do this. He's just gonna stay there, play the idle animation, and not move anywhere. If he's not, but if he is the closest enemy, actually I'll make the same change to the sword character. Break all this. Break this. Oops. smaller than 500 feet, or 500 units. Okay, so distance to player is smaller than 500 and is closest enemy. He's gonna do this, but all this attack stuff happens I have to rethink this. So if distance to player is smaller than, sorry, if it's greater than 100, I want to create another boolean called can initiate attack, and I want to compile it. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste it into this one so I don't forget. He's greater than 100, so if he's less than 500 units away from the player, but he's greater than 100, and can initiate attack is true. So by default it's going to be true. Do the same thing over here. Select to true. So I need an and node. Then I'm going to copy this. This is the run animation. So he's running towards the player. If he's greater than 100 but smaller than 500 units away. So he runs. But as soon as distance to player is smaller or equal to 100, and can initiate attack is true. so that his actor location is not moving anywhere. I have all these crazy delays that I don't need. He runs to the player, stands there for 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds he attacks. What's this? And then stands there for 3 seconds, does the antic. So a couple videos ago I did the anticipation animation. I want to get rid of all that. I don't think it looks good. As soon as this is all true, then immediately can initiate attack is set to false. This is important so that the running towards doesn't happen. It only happens if it's true. So as soon as he's within a certain distance, I want him to stop running, and let's see. Okay, so I can probably get rid of this. So he attacks right away. So which is he's got 4 different attacks. So depending on what the which attack value is. So if it's 1, then it plays this one. If it's 2, then it's this one. And after, if this is 1, it not only plays this, but it sets it to 2. So only one of these is played. And these are 1 second long. And there's a do once node, so you can only do one at a time. So after that's done, after delay, I want him. Okay, 1 second. This is where the flip back animation comes into play that I made at the beginning of the video. So play animation in skeletal mesh. This will be backward flip. And I need to create a scene, which is an empty object. And the scene is going to be called backflip go to location. And it's going to be make it like 400 units roughly backwards. So I need another delay node. This is going to be 1 second too. So this and this is going to happen at the same time. So move component to so I get the capsule. Because the backward flip animation is 1 second, this has to happen in 1 second, so I'll put overtime 1. I'm moving the capsule, so it goes in there. And go to location. Get world location. It's plugged into that, and the rotation can just be the rotation of the capsule. I could just use the backflip go to location, or the rotation of that, but I'm just going to use the capsule. Get world rotation. So 1 second to play one of these animations, 1 second to backflip, so that's 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, can initiate attack. After 2 seconds, this gets set back to 2. Oh, sorry, to true. 2 seconds, set it to true. What else do I need? Oh, I forgot to plug this in. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, this should be, that delay should be longer. So he attacks, 1 second, flips backward, 1 second, and should be 3. Or sorry, it's 2, but I want another 3 seconds. I don't want him to attack right away. I want him to wait 3 seconds, so a total of 5 seconds. And I'll create another delay. For 5 seconds. And after 5 seconds, this has to get reset. Actually, I already have it right here. I need to change this to 5 seconds. Okay. So I need to I'm gonna go ahead and copy this. What am I missing here? Gonna move this over. this stuff because I don't need it. I don't need the antic or 3-second delay. He attacks right away. So after 1 second, he does the backflip animation and then moves to the go-to location. And after a total of 5 seconds, can initiate attack boolean is set to true. This will be a total of 5 seconds. And one thing I'm missing is the go-to location. Let's copy and paste. So if I compile, okay, so save all. And then I'll play. So these guys are running to me when they're at a certain distance. They walk, but when they're within 500, the closest one runs to me, attacks, flips backward, but he disappears. I don't know where the hell he went. Play animation, backward flip. Let me try that again. So when he's within 500, the closest one runs to me, attacks, flips, but he disappears. Okay, so I got it to work actually. It's because I was using the capsule. Instead, I replaced it with the default scene root. So instead of moving the capsule, I'm moving that. The reason why it didn't work is because take to link these two. Okay, the reason why it doesn't work is because if I were to like move component and try to move the capsule, just say in the female warrior, which I actually do, it actually works here because it's a third person BP. And notice if I click on capsule, it says capsule component, as to where here it just says capsule. So I think it's because this female blueprint is a character blueprint. That's why it has a capsule component, which has different properties from this capsule. So this doesn't really work with the move component. So if I go play now, so the closest enemy will lock to me when he gets close enough. He'll run, attack, flip backwards. So if I move over and the closest enemy changes to sword character, and he'll run to me, slash, flip backwards. think visually this is better than what I had before. Creates more visual, I don't know how to describe it, like it's visually more interesting, I guess. When they charge at you, attack, and then they flip back. So that was the point of that. Just want to double check one thing. Oh, I want to see if they attack even if I come at them. Okay, so the closest one does attack when I walk towards them. Okay, that's good. One other thing that I would like to take care of is when the enemy gets hit or takes damage while they're attacking. Alright, so this would be it right here. Deal damage. So if it happens to be attacking, first of all, create a sequence. Oops. Where it says can initiate attack. Oops. Set initiate attack is false. Then after a delay of 1 second, it's set back to true. Over here, can initiate attack is turned off while it's attacking. Oh, this deal damage can only happen, it does it once, but it has to be reset after 5 seconds. Forgot to change that. Because when, no, that's not right. Does it once. Okay. So if he's charging at me, which is right about now, I punch. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think all I need to do is just toggle this while they're down. No, a better way to do it is not here. I need to put 3 of these. I need to put one here. And it gets triggered again right here. But down here, this one's different because it's going to be delay 5 seconds because if how many hits equals 0, then it gets hit, and then it gets set to 1. How many hits it gets set to 1? If it's 1, then it gets hit again, and it gets set to 2, gets set to 2. But if it's how many hits equals 2, then he flies in the air and falls on his back, floats back up, and this whole thing takes about 5 seconds. So in this situation, can initiate attack gets set to true after 5 seconds. And the same thing for the enemy with the sword, so I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to disconnect this. This one goes up here. That should work fine. I don't think I need to demonstrate that. Yep, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I think I don't think I'm going to do much more with the melee combat. I could work on the player getting damaged, but I don't think there's much different with doing the enemy damage because it's just the player falling on the floor and then flipping back up. And so I'm going to probably skip that. I'm going to move on to maybe 1 or 2 other things, which is more like AI related stuff where the enemy AI has to, like, let's just say, weave through environments or different rooms and stuff in order to find the player. So more AI driven stuff. This is pretty like basic stuff that I've worked on, so I think I'm not going to work on this melee combat anymore. Yeah, so for the next video it's going to be more AI related. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off here. Hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully you come back